the channel. I'm Bryant from B-Man Films, and today I will be showing you my Lego baseball stadium. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Alrighty, so welcome to the stadium. I'm just going to go ahead and start in the back area here. So this I really like. It's a lot different than what I had. And I changed it, so now I just have some static. Is that the right word? So now I just have some static seating right here. And just bleachers, looks pretty normal. And then I just added some really cool builds up here. I have this Derek Jeter piece. That piece is really cool, and I love Derek Jeter. So I just thought I'd display that up there. And there's the figure right there. So I thought that was pretty cool. And now moving on to this little stud shooter thing. I got this in a Star Wars set. And I'm not a huge Star Wars person, and I just use it as a fireworks shooter now, so you can put it right here. And then I don't know if you can catch this, but oh, there goes Derek. I don't know if you can catch this, but shot a little firework up. So I thought that was pretty cool and a nice addition to the stadium. Then this organ is awesome. I love it. No baseball game's complete without an organ. And it's a really cool piano build. It's a very simple one, but I love how it turned out. And then I just took the piano and then added these like pipes to make it look more like an organ. And that was that. The organ doesn't really match the color of the piano very well, but I just don't think it looks very nice. Then the batter's eye. Alrighty, so moving down into the batter's eye, as you can see here, I just have. It's actually inspired a lot by the Atlanta Braves batter's eye. I love it whenever I go to Suntrust Park. It has a little waterfall coming down here. And then just some, it looks almost like camo, the different shades of green that I used. And then this is just a snot brick right here to bring the waterfall down. And then I just have some shrubbery. And I thought this was pretty cool. I have the little camera put in this little bush right here. It's just one of these little camera pieces. And then you put it right on a bush like that. And then I just thought it was just a funny little, hidden camera kind of thing. And then if you move over here, I had this little home run piece from Ohio set that I got, and I put these little doors on it so that I can open up, kind of like a home run sculpture-ish thing. So whenever someone hits a home run, it opens up and then it closes, just kind of like the Big Apple in Citi Field that pops up from the batter's eye whenever the Mets hit a home run. And now moving into this area, I got this sticker here from the World Series locker room after they won, and I just put it on these plates right here, and I think it looks nice. It's just kind of since this is in a way kind of Wrigley Field, since I'm a Cubs fan, and then also I have a little printed out sign. This actually just came from a label maker, and then I put these two logos on the side there. They're actually also included with the label maker, and then I just wrote Wrigley Field, even though it doesn't really look like Wrigley Field, but I thought it was pretty cool. And then moving down into the stands right here, this is supposed to be like the media section. So you have a camera guy, a person writing in a journal, I don't know, maybe typing there, and then someone with a microphone, maybe calling the game for radio. We're just about to do that, and I'll explain later why I made that section a section of media. And then moving in, I love this area right here. As you can see, I have the double-decker bullpens, which actually came from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, which is really cool. These are actually in the batter's eye there, but I decided to make them a little bit bigger, where you have some seats right here, and then some seats right here. This is where maybe the coaches would sit, so then you can look on as the pitcher's pitching. Then you have the pitcher's mound and a plate, and then the two teams that I have here is the Braves, which that's a Braves plate. It's a little bit hard to see, but that's a Braves plate right there. And then we have the same exact thing, but in the Cubs, and that's the World Series plate from a couple of minifigures that I got there. And then it's the exact same build, which is really nice. I love that build. And then moving on, I have the little Jumbotron here with the score 8-0, because for whatever reason, 8 is my favorite number, and the Cubs have scored 8. So there you go. And then let's move on. Alrighty, so let's move on to the field for a second. So I have the fence here, which I love so much. I've been wanting for a while to get it fully yellow on the top, and finally got enough pieces to do that. So that looks really nice. And then you can pull this little piece out right here, and then this swings, and then I have an ATV in there from OIO or OEO Sports. Talk about them later. And then this little cart right here can drive in. It doesn't look like there's enough room, but there is because these doors swing all the way back. So that's nice. I really like these foul poles right here because they look really nice. And then I added the little color accents in of red and then blue. This one's kind of missing a couple pieces. You can see it's a little shorter and weirder looking. Alrighty, so now that that is all fixed up, I just have these two foul poles that are nice, and I like the color accents in there. So now moving on from those, I have this American flag build on the flagpole right here, and I absolutely love this thing. It was either my dad, my mom, or my sister, I don't know, from a long time ago when I just had a little field on a base plate. That built this, and I've kept it ever since. I think it looks really nice. So, yeah. Stays right there in the stadium on a tall flagpole. So now moving on to the warning track. So now as you can see, I have a very dark brown right here, and then it turns into a lighter beige color on the edges. And that starts at the exact same side, so it looks nice and symmetrical, which I love. And then let's talk about the field for a second. So I have the Cubs logo right here because I have the Cubs words right here because I am a Cubs fan. And then the C's right here, which look nice. And then this little contraption is a little thing where you can put a ball in the tee, and then you can make them hit the ball. I think it's just a fun little play feature. And I have one of them for righties and lefties. They came in the OIO Swing for the Fences or Home Run set and the batting cage set, which is cool. So now moving into the dugouts here. It's a little tough to see, so I'll just go ahead and take off the top. So these are some fence pieces. I have actually one white and one black because I couldn't find another black one, but I think that's okay. So I just have fence pieces there, and then they can go down these stairs and get into the in-ground dugouts. I actually spent a whole 2 or so days raising up the field so I could have the in-ground dugouts, and I just absolutely love in-ground dugouts. So that's really awesome. And then I have a phone there so they can get to the bullpens to call someone in. And then I just have a bench right there and then a couple seats right here. And then I actually took out these 2 bricks so the studs are showing because I wanted to have a spot for the manager to stand. And yeah, that was the dugout. And then just this little top. I've actually never had a dugout with a top on it until just recently because I like to access the figures in there. But I was like, hey, it's just easy enough to take the top off. So now moving into these stands above the home dugout. As you can see, it's just pretty normal stands there. This is supposed to be like a walkway right there, that green part, so you can get into this part, and then this very top row that there's nobody on is a walkway too. Now you can move into this spot right here, and this is the away stands. So that's why there's not as many minifigures there. So you can see a walkway, and then it just goes down these stairs, and then goes around, and then so you can see this big box right here that you can see a crook looking into. But if you take him away, I have a hat, bat, and ball in there. It's a little memorabilia case, which I thought was just a cool little add-in, so you can go back to doing your stuff, hopefully not looking to steal. So now moving around to the backside of the stadium here, I have this little walkway that goes down from the bullpen, and that's why I made this area a media setup, because there's no other way that I could make the minifigures able to access it without using these. Alrighty, so now moving to the most recent addition to this stadium is the locker rooms here. I just kind of made a small little locker room because most of my Legos are in a different spot, so I didn't have as many bricks to build with, and I just made some rows of seats there, and then the little umpires area, and then the Cubs area, a little bit bigger in the middle, and then you can see you've got some players walking in, and Bobby Cox right there. He's number 6. Can't really show him you though. He is giving a speech, and then you can see for the Cubs you have David Ross, and then Jason Hayward giving his Game 7 victory, I guess you could say, speech. And then this is a cool little addition here. I have this sliding door It just works like that, so then you can get in like if it would pass or something. This is, so you can see the Space Needle in here. I got it from the actual Space Needle in Seattle, right under it, in a shop around it, and I just thought it was an interesting little skyline piece and a nice nook to put it in. Little Lego area right here. I have this monorail. So you can see it moves like this, and it's actually pretty interesting. It has no wheels. As you can see here, it's just the bottom of a studded plate, and then you put it on these flat tiles. I think it's a really cool build. And then this was an interesting little addition. I have two people waiting for the subway, a little trash can right here, and then this right here is a little entrance way. So if I go ahead and take this top off, you can see the Wicked Witch of the West from Dimensions with her hat off is coming out of the stadium, where there's a little thing with a red arrow that points down. So I just use that as an out. And then this one has a green arrow that points up, which is the entrance area. And I have a little police guy right here standing under the ticket booth, where you just slip your tickets in there and then you walk on in. And I thought that was pretty cool. And you can see whenever I color code things, I always color code them in red right here, and then in blue for the Cubs colors. And I just think that's a pretty cool build. And you can see even the stairs are color coded. One of the few things that are color coded are these stairs, and they're red and blue, red and blue, red and blue. So this is my little monorail, and I think it's really awesome. I've always wanted a Lego train, but never had the room for it. And I think this is a good little alternative. So that's nice, but it does have another stop. And this is my monorail build right here. As you can see, I just have some windows right here, and then these little peak kind of windows with the driver inside, which I really like. And now turning around to the front, I have these like bubble windows in a way, which are pretty cool. And then this door, I could not find a Lego door to use, so I just used this glass pane, which they actually work well, except that it keeps knocking my fingers off because it'll fly open. And then since it goes two ways, I have another driver right here. If you guys like this video, I will make another video, kind of a part 2 to this, showing where the monorail lands, and that actually lands to another building. And all I can say is it's a stadium, and it's made out of Lego. So that has been my Lego Stadium. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.